Okay, so we've been talking about ecosystems in science. Well, this is kind of my ecosystem in my backyard. It's really sunny right now and it's hard to tell, but that is one of the thousands of frogs that are in my pond/pool. And if I can get close enough to it, you might be able to see them swim. Oh geez, scared the heck out of me. So on top is all this algae, which what lives in this algae, or lives off it I should say, are all the ducks that live in my pond and the frogs. So I'm going to try to clear the top off so you can see that big black spot? That is a big tadpole. I will come later in the day so you... Oh, did you hear him? That is the little guy who made that noise. He's incredible. He makes these noises all night long. And there's hundreds of them in here. I'll walk you around to see if you can see or hear some of the other ones. Okay, so as I walk around, I have to be quiet and careful because like any good ecosystem, you have big living creatures, but you also have smaller ones. Like there's a frog, but there are spiders, and we all know how I feel about spiders. But can you see all the frogs? I'm going to try to take a picture so you can see more. Okay, if you listen carefully, you can hear the bullfrogs. Now, there are like 50 different types of frogs in this pool. All of them are frogs, and they all live in the water, but there are big kinds and little kinds. And I'm going to try to get closer to some of these bigger ones for you so you can see. Go on, little froggies. Whoop, there's one. And you can see how big the other ones are swimming. I don't know if you can see how the water's popping on top. Those are little fish that are eating the tiny bugs on top of the algae that are eating on top of the water. And you can't see deep down. Like I said, I'll come out later today for you. There's tons of creatures that are living in here. So not only are we dealing with frogs and spiders and bugs and algae, I will come back later so that you can see the ducks. But what else are you noticing around this pool or pond that's going to be a pool one day? What else can you see that's part of this ecosystem? What's living off each other, and why is this so successful? Why isn't this just a big hole full of water? Why is it a thriving ecosystem that has tons of life and is carrying life through seasons and throughout the days? Why is this ecosystem working so well instead of just being a big pile of junk, which is what it kind of looks like to me? Did you see that? It scared the living daylights out of me. Alright, I'm gonna throw a rock in and see what happens. Do you hear that? They're mad at me. They're actually sending off threatening sounds that if I was a smaller predator, I would be scared of. Because they're telling me that they're here in numbers. And those are the more male bullfrogs making the noise. They're actually warning the smaller frogs and the female frogs that there's a potential predator. So this is their way of communicating. It seems like every time I talk, they stop making the noise. Which is what I really want you to hear. Now, I'm not going to go too close to this section, this old diving board, because there is a family of ducks that have their nest, and the last thing I want to do is to stress out the mama duck. So, I'm going to come back in a couple hours when the sun has shifted, and you can see what else. Oh, hear it? I want to find the big bullfrog. He's literally like the size of my head, and he is glorious, but he hides really well, so it's hard for me to find him right now. Hear him? But I can come back later. Okay, see you in a bit. They scare me every time. They're so sneaky. Better hold my phone tighter. I feel like I'm gonna drop it. Here, Mom? Are you seeing them all jump in? They're hilarious. See them sunning? Well, not to be gross, but obviously there's some sort of large animal, possibly a raccoon, that's making its way over here and eating frogs. Raccoons eat frogs, and they're leaving evidence in their feces, as well as other creatures come here to eat the plants and the berries. Okay, I'm going to walk safely back to my house.